young superstars, yes, superstars, Zion Williamson and Luka Doncic have been making NBA waves, so it's only fair we compare them, right? Both guys just went over 30 points in wins this week. Zion's putting up 21 and 8 a game while playing under a minutes restriction through 9 games of his rookie year. Luka, man, 28 and 8 assists per game. He's going to play in his first All-Star game this weekend in Chicago. Greg Jennings, I can't believe we have a second Luka Doncic topic. Who's got the higher ceiling, Luka Doncic or Zion Williamson?
This is tough.
Yeah.
This is a tough question. But I'm going to go with Luka. I'm going to go with Luka. And I'll look at it from this lens. Zion Williams has so much more potential and so much more growth that he can do in development of his game. But when I look at Luka and what he's already done, in year 2, he's in MVP conversations. He's already an all-star. He's already the focal point of a team where everything revolves around him. The offense is run through him. The team's success has skyrocketed because of him. I don't see another player, well, I shouldn't say another player, but between the two of these guys, their roles on their teams are so drastically different right now. You have to say Luka Doncic, the ceiling is just, the sky, there is no limit. There is absolutely no limit. When I see what he's already done and the potential of what he can do and continue to do and how effective he's been with shooting the ball, with driving the ball to the hole, with being just an elite scorer in this game, the way that this game is now curated into, a 3-point shooting game, a 6-7 plus handling the ball. He's a guard, a small forward, playing guard, bringing the ball up, dictating the offense. He can do whatever you ask him to do. When you look at Zion, he's not there. He's not bringing the ball up. You're not running your offense through him. He's not facilitating. He's not being the playmaker that Luka can be and will continue to be for this Dallas Mavericks team. He is literally the face of the franchise, but could very well soon be the face of the National Basketball Association.
Bold. I love Luka Doncic like you do, but I'm going to have to go Zion here because the question says, look at the screen, higher ceiling. I believe, Luka now puts up 39 and 7 in a game, and it feels normal for him, right? I don't know how much better he can do statistically than this. Most NBA triple-doubles before the age of 21. But when I look at Zion Williamson, I know Rob's favorite guy, he's under a minutes restriction. We haven't seen his ceiling. He hasn't even scratched the surface, okay? This guy, we compared Luka earlier to Larry Bird. And you start looking around, who is Zion Williamson? Who do we compare him to? And I keep coming back to this. He's a unicorn. He's like LeBron James in that there is no comparison. We've literally never seen a 285-pound guy at 6'7" with this bounce, this second jump, this ability. He's a great passer already at 19. And I just don't think there's a comparison for Zion, and I think he's got a higher ceiling than Luka.
I'm going to break the tie. I'm going with Luka. And Zion is spectacular. He's must-see TV and all that other stuff. But the stuff that Greg's talking about is about winning basketball, is about affecting the team, and he has so much of it in his hands. I just don't think that that's where Zion fits in. And that doesn't mean that he can't compile numbers and win an MVP and do some other stuff. I think that's why Luka, when you talk about already wanting to talk about him in the same sentence as Larry Bird, says a lot. Because Larry just wouldn't put up numbers, too. What happened? They won.
Yes.
They won. They won, like, right away, and they became a power. And that's what you're seeing with Dallas. Dallas is already in the mix.
And I think what you're talking about, I get it, higher ceiling, and we haven't seen what Zion could do and potentially grow into doing. But it's more than just individual statistics. When you talk about higher ceiling, you're talking about all of what embodies the game of basketball on the court. How do I make the players around me better? Do I make the players around me better?
Or do I just put up numbers?
Or is it just about me and being flash? And I'm not saying that's Zion by any stretch, but what I am saying is we're seeing that with Luka. And if we think that just because he's averaging almost a triple-double and his numbers are just so staggering, I'm not going to discount. I don't need his numbers to continue to go up, but his production as far as what it equates to wins and losses, yeah, it can definitely go up. The ceiling it's definitely there for him to continue to reach higher and higher, and that's why I'm picking Luka. His skill set is above. It's off the charts. Yeah. It's off the charts.
It reminds me of what he just said with Luka has the ball in his hands all the time, so he's so important. Reminds me of the LeBron-Anthony Davis discussion earlier. He refused to pick
No, I'm not.
Well, he got the ball in his
hands.
hand. But no, Zion is kind of an Anthony Davis, right? He's a big guy. He doesn't have the ball in his hands. The offense doesn't go through him.
He depends on somebody else getting him the ball.
Exactly, like Anthony Davis. I think when Zion starts to become that 5, when he starts playing center in the league, he's unguardable. You're not going to be able to guard him with any big. Then you got to put like a smaller guy on him. That you got no chance defending him. And that's when I think Zion can easily, in a year or two, lead this league in scoring and rebounding. There are the health concerns with the weight and the injuries. But again, young star higher ceiling, I think Zion could go off the charts, as you said, for Luka. I think Zion.
I think Luka could lead his team to a championship faster than Zion. I think he has more.
Well, Zion's playing with some guys.
No, but I'm just saying because he affects the game much more. And he might not have to have the greatest players, but he can affect them and make them better in the situation because of the way he handles the ball.
Well, but again,
and the stuff that he does.
Now, one of these guys does play at both ends excellent. Zion Williamson is swatting shots into the third row regularly. He might lead the league in blocks one day. How's Luka Doncic's defense? And I like Luka Doncic a lot. I'm not poking holes. Luka, I love you.
You are poking holes.
I mean, he's not a great defender. He's not even a very good defender.
No, you are poking, and that's on Luka. That's an area of his game we're talking about ceiling. That's an area where he has to show improvement. If he wants to be considered a two-way player, which I don't think he wants to be even considered a two-way player.
You have to be a two-way player.
Why?
What do you mean?
You made a big thing about Steph Curry. He's a two-way player.
He's a good defender.
Steph Curry?
I mean, yes, they attacked him, but guess who else is getting attacked? Luka got attacked by the Lakers. They said after the game, their game plan, attack Luka, make him play both ends.
You have to improve. It doesn't mean you have to now become a shutdown two-way player.
That's not what he's...
I don't need him to be a two-way player.
You don't need him to be Jimmy Butler on defense.
Because sometimes being a two-way player takes away from what you do great. And what I see with Luka Doncic, I don't want to take away what he's providing me on the other end.
And make him concerned about something else. Right,
yes.
Right. Maximize what he does offensively and just improve and get better.
Of course.
You don't have to be shut down to be the best defender. That's not... Everybody can't do that.
Yeah, and a quick reminder, we're talking about a 19-year-old Zion Williamson who's played 9 games. Luka Doncic has played 116.
How old is Luka?
Luka's 20.
Okay.
He's 21 later this month. Yeah, we're talking about 2 super young guys.
No, I know, but you got more of a resume with Luka, and he's done it for a year and a half
116
now,
games.
and the numbers are all trending that way.
Yes.
Let me also add, the league is adjusting the schedule at times so they can flex Zion Williamson games on a national television because he's such a star with such a high ceiling.
You want to watch him play because you don't know what you're going to get and you don't know what to expect. And I think that's a part of the engagement and the attraction for fans and viewers with a guy like Zion. I don't know what he is. I don't know what he's going to provide. And that's the excitement the Pelicans have. And that's what excites a coach who has a talent like that because they see, man, I can add this to his game. He can implement this. That's why I say he has so much room for growth. But the ceiling, Luka's a special.
Glad we agree it's Zion Williamson. Coming up next, Phillip Rivers is still looking for a new team. But is he a Hall of Famer? Shockingly, one guy here does not think he is. We'll tell you who that is. Why are you looking at me?